Good morning. It's 8:20. How you doing? Look at the rain on the panes. It's really pretty, but the sky is nice. It's blue. Breakfast time. I'm feeling excited to eat breakfast. It's so massive. I'm still a little, as you can hear, still a little sicky. Glands still a little swollen and tired and a little dizzy. Other than that, good. I am planning to go to ballet, even though I'm still a little sick. Look how nice and yellow those look. Wow. All the chakras representing, actually not quite, we need purple. Exercises and then realized I was like, I don't know why, but I'm having a really hard time breathing and feel really dizzy, and basically just went and lied down on the floor and just felt like, I was like, I know I need some links, so I just texted Rachel. But then I kind of also had the feeling of like, I can do some links on myself, so I did some links on myself, and then Rachel texted me some too, and the links that I did on myself, well, it's just interesting because even to backtrack, by the end of the day at Laura's yesterday, I just felt like super kind of like dizzy, headachy, and fell asleep that way and woke up like horribly this morning, like, and I was just like, okay, what's going on? Like, felt very in between worlds. And one thing yesterday that I didn't say was that while Laura and Heather were having a session, Laura was like, Jess, you can do the next step for a superhuman routine. And so what I got was kind of to write an email and handwrite it. And so when I started writing it, I got do a session first, and then the letter, just like kind of write the email based sort of from your experience of the session. And so I just feel like that felt really huge, and I'm just having a whole new experience of like, sessions are so real, and when you go into the images and you see things, those are real, and they become real in your kind of like mind's eye, and sort of like broadening my perspective on things. So anyways, one of the links that just came up that I just did on myself was yesterday I had the image of basically like people purchasing the superhuman routine and it almost being like the second they click. This was sort of like a follow-up link that I had done on Laura that was like, it was like linking her heart to her knees that made like a pyramid, and in Tomorrowland, the Tomorrowland pin is a pyramid, and basically it sees the pin, recognizes the geometry shape, and then like plops them through to Tomorrowland. And so the image was sort of like almost like your human physical like geometry being like your superhuman cape, and it's like as soon as you purchase the superhuman routine, this, you kind of become like cloaked with this, like you are the cape pretty much. And so the image yesterday in the session was like purchasing superhuman routine, a continuation of that, and then being plopped in sort of like in Tomorrowland when they hold the pin in their hands, like as soon as they hold the pin in their hand, they're plopped into this whole other reality. And it just looked like kind of like buying superhuman routine and then like opening your eyes and you're in this whole new world, which is just really cool. And so it's interesting because the link that I just did, the first piece was emotional release from that kind of like scene in Tomorrowland, and it just looked like sort of transforming it to like an image of, in Holy Shift or live events, Laura often starts with everybody stand in the circle and hold hands, and it just looked like Laura being there. And in the movie, they talk about like when people get to that place where they hold the pin and they show up and they're in this field and wow, cool, but it's sort of like an advertising gimmick, and so it's not really real. And so this image just looked like making it real. And people, it's like kind of like popping awake of like, wow, I'm in this magical place, and like Laura's right there, and we're all holding hands and finding your spot, and like really like there is this whole other world, which is so cool. And I so feel it, and I just really feel, yeah, can feel the layers. And then there was another link that was connected to breathing. And a couple days ago, one of the vlogs that went live, I was talking about how in Holy Shift we did lungs, and how I felt like I breathed more deeply than I had in like ever or a really long time, and kind of how uncomfortable it felt. And also like my neck, and just kind of like the sort of natural positions, how sort of uncomfortable they can feel at times. And it just looked like deepening of breaths, and like with each breath being able to kind of scan more of like my body, which is really cool. But anyways, I'm just feeling a little bit like, what do I do with myself? So I just checked in with Laura, and I'm gonna just take her keys and go home and just get snuggly, because I don't really feel like I can dance right now. Yeah, it just feels like a big shift. We're in a really, really big shift. Like so many more people stepping into the magic of it. And even this morning, Jade, who is new to Holy Shift, sent us a message and basically said, like, thank you so much, Laura. Holy Shift's been incredible. It's actually like the only program I've ever done that is good or even better than how it's like advertised, because usually programs are advertised so like, this is gonna change your life, and and it doesn't. And she was basically like, the Holy Shift has like exceeded every expectation, and it's amazing, and thank you. And yeah, it just feels so cool. It feels like the family is just expanding so much, and it's really exciting. And I feel it. So anyways, that is that. Let's see what happens today. I'm sure it's gonna be a really interesting, epic day. Love you guys.
Ballet happened. My voice, it's not really existent. Did a whole class, so spirits were good today. I was imagining my lungs from the session yesterday. What else? I was also imagining being a fairy. Like from Pirate. I just got home, so I'm feeling like this. Jess is feeling like this. Rachel texted me saying she's feeling all wobbly. Yeah.
Hi, vlog. It's been a few days. Feeling okay. Yeah, that's it.
Just letting
That's cute.
It's probably connected to so much. Yes. I have been noticing more and more that my tongue does like just do things. Why did I do that?
Good night. Going home. Quiet voice. Quiet mind. Profound words from Rachel. Hey guys, good night. I will see you guys tomorrow.
So everyone went home. I had a little session with Emily and I passed out on the sofa. It was a phone session and I just passed out, and then I woke up. I was like, oh, what happened? Where am I? And so I have managed to teleport myself to bed. It's like 10:15. Yeah, oh no, it's 10:50. It's 10:50. I'm so tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep. 10:50. So, night, love you. Sorry this has been a sicky few days. Sure, it probably hasn't been that interesting, but anyway, thanks for hanging out. even though I've been sicky and sniffly. And I'll see you then. Love you. Bye.